Well, originally was a temporary cemetery. We had 17,000 Americans buried here, so it was a battlefield cemetery. We also had 10,000 Germans buried here because we're so close to Germany. We're literally 20 minutes from Aachen. So all the war dead that liberated Belgium, and also the war dead from the Battle of Aachen, Herkenforth, Battle of the Bulge, anywhere where the First Army fought, most of them were buried here.
How has the cemetery then changed? I guess you've changed it around, making it more specific American. You've had some people have been sent back to America.
Right. After the war, we disinterred the Germans, the 10,000 Germans. They were moved to a German war cemetery in Belgium as well, Lommel German Cemetery. And then the 17,000 Americans, the families had the choice. Around 1947, the War Department sent letters to the families for them to make the final decision whether to keep their loved ones here or send back to their home of record to be buried in a private cemetery or a national cemetery.
What's amazing to me is when I come to the ceremony that you have for Memorial Day weekend here, you learn about so many of the individual people who were buried here, their stories, right, their heroism that came along with that. How does that make you feel you're really standing guard for them now?
We have a soldier file on each of the soldiers, either memorialized on the wall, the missing, or actually buried here. A lot of times we're lucky because the families share pictures, stories of the soldiers. Oftentimes in the winter when it's a little bit slower, we grab the archives and we scour the internet or buy books, and we do a little bit of research. So we sometimes read a passage about a soldier, so we'll make a copy of that. The goal, and this has been going on even before I was here, but the goal is to have a picture and a story behind every headstone.
When you walk on these grounds each day for work, you look out across that field of all the crosses and stars, what does that do for you?
That's why I worked. That's why I took this job. Just recently with Memorial Day, I always say my favorite day is the Monday of Memorial Day because we have to work that day. And my favorite part is in the morning putting the flag up, because it's usually just me and almost the 8,000 headstones. I've never met these guys, but I feel like they are my brothers in a sense. And I hate to use this term because I was in the Navy, but it's not just a job, it's an adventure almost. And it's not an adventure in the same sense of being in the Navy, but yeah, there's a sense of, especially when you receive family members or when you do research on some of these soldiers, you feel close to them, even though they left us 75 years ago. It's still relevant today. So yeah, it's sometimes I do still pinch myself and sometimes not realize how lucky I am to be overlooking this site and being responsible for not only the site itself, but the legacy that these guys left.